Hi guys, welcome back to DeFi Daily. I'm happy to be here again after a week that I was out of office, and from now on we will start again with our normal scheduling. Today we're going to talk about STARGATE, that is a new dApp that is built on layer 0. In this video we are going to discuss what is STARGATE, what are the innovations that they are bringing, and most of all, if it is the right moment right now to use this platform to invest on it, and why yes and why not. I will explain also what are my thoughts about it and what are the possible strategies. Just before to start, guys, remember that this channel is about educational content. I'm not here to give you any kind of financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, great, but do always do your own research before doing it. Remember also, if you like this kind of content, if you want to stay always updated, remember to subscribe, leave a big thumbs up, and drop a comment. So let's start immediately. First of all, what is STARGATE? You can think to STARGATE as a bridge. It's not so different from what we have seen, for example, on Anyswap. Anyswap is allowing you to go from one chain to another, and the concept is quite similar. The main difference is the technology that is behind. Contrary to what we have seen on Anyswap, this is not just a bridge. This is a technology, a dApp, that is leveraging layer 0. Layer 0 is another technology that, if you are curious to know more about it, I can make a video on it because that's a pretty interesting protocol. Remember that in the moment when we are talking about layer 0, we are not talking about a blockchain. Layer 0 is not like Ethereum, Avalanche, and so on. It's more like a protocol, a communication protocol. You can think to layer 0 like the TCP/IP in the moment when we were talking about internet. It is just a way to send messages, and this message can also represent a transaction, a trade, or a bridge. And the first application that is leveraging this kind of technology, so the layer 0 technology, is STARGATE. And what is unique, the reason why STARGATE has made a so big impact into the industry, as you can see from also total value locked right now, we are already to 4 billion total value locked. So a pretty big protocol, a pretty big application, even if it is so young. What they are claiming is, as you can see from their Twitter account, they are solving the trilemma of native asset, unified liquidity, and instant guaranteed finality. What does it mean? If you want to know more about this topic, I will leave also into the description below this link where you can find the whole paper that is explaining to you how they are solving from the technical point of view this kind of trilemma. Just to give you an overall overview about how does it work, in the moment when we are talking about unified liquidity, it simply means, as you can see, for example, from pools, that instead of having a pool for each pair of assets, for example, let's say that we have a pool with inside USDC and USDT, instead of having just a pool for USDC, USDT, we are having just one pool of USDC and another pool of USDT. And both of the pool can be used for any kind of pair that is containing that kind of asset. So let's say that we have USDT, USDC, and in other case, USDT, BUSD. In both of the cases, the pool that will be used is the same USDT pool, and it is making a simplified user experience, and also is speeding up the process, and it is increasing the liquidity. That's the reason why they are saying unified liquidity. In the moment when they are talking about instant finality, it simply means that in the moment when the first transaction, the first blockchain has confirmed the transaction, in that moment, that kind of transaction is not anymore reversible, so it is final in that moment. And the last point is about native asset, because the main difference also between, for example, STARGATE and multi-chain is that on multi-chain, for example, we can have a wrapped asset, for example, any USDC or any other wrapped asset. On the other side, the moment when we are talking about STARGATE, they are moving only native assets because they don't need to wrap any kind of token. In the moment when you want to move your cryptos from one chain to another, they are not wrapping them, but they are using a technology like layer 0 that is allowing you native assets movements. And that's the reason why they are saying that they are solving the trilemma in the moment when we are talking about bridging. So how does it work and why Stargate has been until now a great success? So we have already seen that the total value locked is pretty high. And the reason why it is attracting so much, aside from the technology that's sure, this kind of technology is really powerful, and I expect also into the next future to see even more dApps that are leveraging the layer 0 that can literally bring a new way to use DeFi. One of the main problems when we are talking about DeFi is that it's not so easy for the average user to understand how does it work, why they have to use a bridge to go from Avalanche to Ethereum and so on. What the average user is expecting and is looking for is the easiest way to do everything that he needs. And using technologies like layer 0 will allow new applications that are much more easier, so the final users doesn't have anymore to think about which chain they are using. The protocol, the dApp that is leveraged layer 0 can move your funds from one blockchain to another, just trying to take the maximum advantage according to the different APIs that they can find on different blockchains. In this moment, we are just at a stage 1 because the only application that is available on layer 0 is Stargate. So this is the first one, but expect much more into the next future. So I was saying the reason why everyone wants to use Stargate is related to the API about stablecoin. Remember that at this point, only 3 stablecoins are available on Stargate. We have been, as we said, are USDC, USDT, and BUSD, plus the token of Stargate, that is the Stargate token. As you can see from the interface, the APY on these stablecoins is pretty high, because we are talking about around 17% on USDT, and in the previous days were even higher. In any case, also right now, 17% on stablecoins is like one of the highest of the overall industry. Remember that in the moment when we are talking about this kind of farming feature, the reality is that we don't have any kind of impermanent loss. Even if for any reason the price of the token, in this case USDT, is moving and is losing the peg, you don't have any kind of impermanent loss, because we are talking about a single staking, a single farming token. So you have just USDT and it's not a pair. Remember also that this kind of APY is related to 2 main factors. First of all, the amount of liquidity. Higher is the liquidity, also lower should be the APY. In any case, as we are seeing, even if the total liquidity is quite high, because we are already talking about 4 billion, the APY remains quite high. The other factor that we should take in account is the price of the STG, so the Stargate token. As you can see right now, the price is $3.44. And one of the questions that I have received from many people is, should I buy the STG token or not? My personal opinion is that at this point, I will not buy, for the simple reason that this kind of APY, so this kind of farming feature, is producing a lot of selling pressure, because this kind of token at this moment doesn't have any other use case aside from being farmed. Yes, that's true that it can be used for, or at least it will be used into the next future to collect new fees, to participate to the governance and so on. But the reality is that it is too young to have a real track record to evaluate if it deserves or not to be old. Obviously, it depends from your personal strategy. How long, what is your time frame, what is your view, and what is your overall strategy with your portfolio. What I want to show you is that, as you can see, it started just 10 days ago, something like that, and has gone from $0.7 to around 3.4 that we are right now. So it means that the price has gone by 5x higher. And if you want to have a benchmark to understand if this valuation is high or not, we can check the fully diluted valuation. I know that the fully diluted valuation is not representative because it is just talking about the future, but it's just giving us a benchmark to compare, for example, with Anyswap. Anyswap, that is another bridge that is working in a different way, obviously, because it's leveraging different kind of technologies, but the finality is close to it. And the Anyswap, the token Any, that remember is referring to multi-chain, that is the rebranding of Anyswap, is having 1.5 fully diluted valuation with a total value locked of 6.5 billion. So it means around 50% higher than what we have seen on STARGATE in terms of total value locked. But even if the total value locked is much higher than the STARGATE, right now the fully diluted valuation of STARGATE, it is more than 2x higher than Anyswap multi-chain protocol. So what does it mean? It simply means that in this moment there has been a lot of hype around STARGATE, and that's the reason why the price has pumped a lot. It doesn't mean that the price can literally skyrocket even more into the next couple of weeks, because that's true. Until that kind of APY, until the total value locked is growing, with any probability, it is possible to see a growth also into the price of STARGATE. But this will not last forever. Any kind of token that has gone up by 5x in a so small period, with any probability will correct and will dump also in value. Just to have a correction doesn't mean that even if the price of STG will go down, it doesn't mean that the protocol is failing. It simply means that in this moment a correction is needed, and it's something that is healthy, and it will be preparing the STG token for a new growth into the future. In any case, guys, keep following this protocol, this application, because the concept and everything that is working with layer 0 could be literally a breakthrough, a big change into this industry. Let me know what do you think about STARGATE. Let me know if you want to have a video dedicated to layer 0 when I'm explaining how does it work and also what are the possible expectations that we can have on it. And guys, I will see you tomorrow with another video. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a big thumbs up if you like and appreciate this kind of content, and also a comment to help me spread the word. Guys, see you tomorrow. Bye.